This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English, and this is Daily Flash. We got today's talk, tomorrow's trends. Andrea and I are here for you. We love hearing from you as well. You can always drop us an email on our website. How are you?
I'm good. You know what? That jacket would be great at the Kentucky Derby.
You like that? You
Yes.
know what? When I was in Oklahoma City, they would have a big thing out at the racetrack and everything, and they'd had the hats. And I was a judge. I was a judge for the hat thing. Always had fun doing that, and ladies go crazy with these hats.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun to watch. I've never been to the Kentucky Derby. I'd love to go, just once.
My uncle they're from Louisville and Frankfurt in that area, and he basically gets to go every single year. And I'm going to hit him up one year just to do that because it's just an appearance. If you think about the Kentucky Derby, it's such a short little race if you think about it, but it's all the pomp and circumstance around it. And I learned something about if you are maybe a horse enthusiast. It's not horse person, you're an equestrian. Remember I said, you should do a podcast about horses. It's called
Equestrian.
Equestrian. Oh, yeah. Is there a horse season? I mean, would Kentucky Derby be kind of considered the horse season? Do horses not like going out in the wintertime?
No, well, I think it depends on where you live. For instance, like wintertime in Florida is a huge horse season for shows and competitions. A lot of folks come from up north. They come down to Florida for the nice winter weather. And the winter equestrian season here in Florida is huge. Summertime, not so much.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
But it also depends on what equestrian sport you're focused on. Horse racing happens year-round, but of course the Triple Crown happens this time of year, which is really important. That's the three races: the Preakness, the Kentucky Derby, and Pimlico Stakes. So, you know, you've got those three races. But horse racing happens throughout the year.
James Alexander, our social media dude here. How would you like to be like a thoroughbred enough to where, like, after you're done? You still have a job. Matter of fact, your job is you get paid a lot of money to be a stud. And horses have great lives. Now that I think about it.
That's what I had to learn from Andrea. It's millions of dollars in that stuff, man. It's so crazy. But I don't know. I guess it would be a happy life, huh?
It could be. I mean, for a select few, it is. Yes.
What were we talking? Give me a ballpark. Like, if you had a horse. First off, if you're in the Kentucky Derby, your horse worth about how much?
Oh, couple million.
Couple million?
Oh, wow.
And it wins, or let's say it wins the Triple Crown or whatever. It's worth how much then?
It could be worth 50, 60, 100 million.
Are you kidding me?
But what happens is the value.
We in our own business, that's all.
But the value in the horse are the stud fees. So you could say, let's take that Triple Crown winner. You know, you charge somebody $1 million a pop. $1 million a pop.
$1 million a pop. That's what you call it.
$1 million a pop, baby.
That's Secretariat, right? That's the one everybody's
do they? I know that we're going really rogue here, but do they like? What if the horse like, man, that's an ugly horse. I don't want. It's
the way they do it is
they take them out to dinner and all that?
They don't. There's a sheet that goes up and it's shielded and and then they just put the horse in there and hopefully it takes.
Oh, wow.
Do they have to pay if it doesn't?
Yes,
they still do?
Yes, for the opportunity.
You better not have an ugly horse. That's what I'm saying.
But they only see it from the backside.
I say this because Andrea is a horse owner, so she knows all about this. Anyway, Jack,
I was gonna say one thing people don't talk about are the horse names. Like one of the names, my wife knows everything. That was my wife. Here she comes down the stretch. My wife knows everything. My wife knows everything.
Isn't that great?
The Farrelly brothers, I think, are one of the.
Yes,
they had
right.
a horse that they bought a horse, James, just so they go in the race, so that the announcer would say something. I'll have to find out what it is.
My wife knows everything.
But, which is a great name for it. But of course, James is here. Letting you be a part of our show.
Yes. 219 stations across the country. American Forces Network. We say all this. You can watch us at dailyflashshow.com and click on where to watch. Now, this is because we want you to sign off on our question of the day, which is, which actor passed on a life-changing role?
Oh, I know one that comes to mind immediately, and that's Tom Selleck on the Indiana Jones role.
Oh, really?
Yes, I know.
I didn't know that.
I was thinking that. I was like, because you were saying, hey, this is what we're talking about. And I go, Magnum P.I. couldn't.
Yeah.
He couldn't.
He was supposed to be Indiana Jones?
He was, but he couldn't because he had signed a contract with, I think it was it CBS?
I think so.
Oh, and they wouldn't let him?
And they wouldn't let him
I didn't know that.
I did, yeah.
Oh, wow.
You think about how different, your life would have
would've-
man.
Yeah.
But then you're like, hold on, only Harrison Ford can be.
That
Yeah,
is
it's-
true.
that's the only
Isn't
person
that how
you see
you
in that
fall
role.
into it?
Yeah.
There are probably thousands and thousands
Yeah.
of situations.
That's the only
like
one I
that.
could think of.
Who
right
you
off the
got?
top of my head.
Well, that's the one I had.
That's the one you
That
had?
was- no, and that's why I was like, Jackson, I
Yeah.
stole that
So-
from my mind.
wow.
I
So-
didn't even bring it up.
I got a list.
Okay.
Okay,
All
tell me
right,
about the
Will
list.
Smith in The Matrix, who's supposed to play Keanu Reeves.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that.
Leonardo-
Which is interesting because his wife was
Jada
in,
Pinkett
Jada
Smith.
Pinkett Smith
Yes.
was in.
That's right.
Was in The Matrix,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio passed on American Psycho.
Oh, okay. Well, he would have been good in that, but Christian Bale was good in that.
Matt Damon turned down Avatar.
Okay. All right.
Emily Blunt passed on Iron Man 2.
Oh, which was like the Gwyneth
That
Paltrow?
went to Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett
So she would have
Johansson.
been the Black
She
Widow.
would've been Black Widow. Ooh.
Tom Cruise declined Footloose.
That I did not
Really?
know.
Yep,
I,
yep,
that
yep.
is- that I did
That's
not know. Can I
interesting.
tell you about the Top Gun? I know that they went through a plethora of
Actors.
not actors, the soundtrack before they got Danger Zone.
Yeah.
Because it was around
Yeah.
the Cold War, and everybody's like thinking, oh, this is going to be about nuclear war,
Yeah.
and the Danger Zone and explosions.
Really?
Anyway.
All right, last two. John Travolta was supposed to be Forrest Gump, and
Oh.
Al Pacino turned down Star Wars.
Wow.
Pacino.
Al
What, are you
Pacino.
serious?
Their role went to Harrison Ford, so we already know who that person is.
Hoo-ha.
Come here.
Hoo-ha,
Come here,
Chewbacca.
Leia.
Solo. So that's it.
That
There's more. Go to dailyflashshow.com.
Oh, I love that,
Love
James.
it.
That's a
Good
really good
stuff,
one.
James. Thank you.
I like that.
Okay, we've got some trending stories for you today. A lefty writer, self-proclaimed lefty writer for The New Yorker, who lives in a $2.5 million Brooklyn brownstone, has got New Yorkers raving mad. Here's why. On a recent New York Times opinion podcast, writer Jaya Tolentino talks about the many times she stole items like lemons from Whole Foods, adding that she didn't feel bad because it's a big corporation. It's known as micro-looting, and it's the left's latest justification for stealing and shoplifting. Now, let me remind you, she lives in a $2.5 million Brooklyn brownstone, so she herself would be considered rich. Yet, the line on the New York Times is, it's okay to steal from the rich.
And to add to that, on their podcast that they are talking about this, which was interesting because I said, "Do you guys hear about this?" You're going,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, well I heard about it." The title of it is "The Rich Don't Play by the Rules, so why should I?" How much was that house again? I'm sorry.
$2.5 million.
That's
Brooklyn
rich.
brownstone.
I am
That
sorry,
is
that
rich.
is rich.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it, that is rich.
Yeah.
It's sad, right? That's where we're at.
I just don't understand it. And she's justifying the fact, well, I can steal this and that from Whole Foods because they're a big corporation, and that doesn't. There is no justification for that. I'm sorry. That's outrageous that she would even, travel down that avenue of trying to justify her shoplifting.
And she's saying, well, since the rich, they go and they cheat on taxes, which if you're following the tax rules and is that
Do you know
cheating?
how much
But
money?
that's justification, right?
Yeah.
James, you were about to say
Like the
something. I
president
interrupted
said, if you have the loopholes, why not use them? If you don't want to have them, just eliminate
you. Okay,
them.
so is stealing lemons a loophole? Is like, well,
No, it's not a loophole. I think she may be rich presenting.
Rich presenting.
Oh, I like that.
You never know because everybody looks rich is not rich. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? So,
okay.
but I mean, you can't justify stealing. Stealing is stealing. It is a sin. It is a sin.
We learned in Sunday school this past week. We talked about character, and everybody knows what character is.
Yeah.
Character is what you do when no one's watching.
Yes.
And if you're stealing lemons, I already know about it. And you're telling everybody that it's
Right.
okay.
I stole a
I know
lemon.
everything about
And
you.
I
That's your
guarantee
character.
you, I know she probably does not return her shopping cart.
And she'll.
I get it.
She's
it's New
one of
York.
those. She's
I
one of
know,
those.
There's no parking lots in New York, but if there were,
If there were,
she would not return her
they
shopping
were.
cart.
And
Oh,
I
wow.
think that says so much about these people is that I guarantee you that if she's ever called on, say, like a different situation, saying like, hey, look, I'll take it back to taxes. And so what? Are you calling me a thief? Yeah, I'm calling you a thief because you admit it. You steal
Right.
lemons.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what the
Yeah.
price is. What are we teaching our kids?
Exactly.
uh,
We're not teaching them a lot.
No,
It's
no,
like
we're not.
Every day we're on social media, it goes. So we can't justify this stuff.
Do you think this was kind of clickbait? Because when
No.
I read that
Nope.
title of that, like the rich don't play by the rules, so why don't I?
No, because she's celebrating the fact that she has stolen from Whole Foods and other stores, and she's okay with it.
Whole Foods, you need to put her on next time she comes in. She
Yeah.
is a thief. She is
You're
a
not gonna
thief.
ban her. You're
All right,
not.
what about stealing grapes? If you buy the whole thing, is it stealing? If you go,
Yes, he still ate one.
But-
that makes
but
the
you're
weight
gonna pay
change.
for
That
it.
changes the weight.
all right,
Oh, that's true.
James,
That's a good
you're not
point.
wrong. But I want to know if them grapes are good. All right.
you're
Before we head to break,
sampling.
we got as our brain flash question. What sitcom?
is set in the fictional town of Pawnee, Indiana?
We think alike. We might as well talk
Yeah,
at the same time. Why
you
not?
gave me a pause. That was
I did. That was my fault.
It's not news. It's not nonsense. It's that weird place in between. Opinion-ish.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Let's see if you got today's brain flash question right. Here is the question. Which sitcom is set in the fictional town of Pawnee, Indiana?
Ooh, I think I know this one.
All right, and the answer is
Parks and Rec.
Oh, it's time for us to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. Streaming on Prime is the horror thriller The Home. It stars Pete Davidson.
You saw how clean this place was coming in?
Yes, sir. Your job is to keep it that way.
And no fourth floor, darling. Those patients need special care. Off limits to you.
Max, a troubled man, starts working at a retirement home and realizes its residents and caretakers harbor sinister secrets. As he investigates the building and its forbidden fourth floor, he starts to uncover connections to his own past and upbringing as a foster child. I chatted with writer-director James DeMonico.
You always hope that since you're layering the film with some socio-political commentary, you do without preaching. I hope it's not, you don't want to preach to the audience, but you hope that maybe it gets some people talking, sparks a little bit of debate about things. And we tried to do that with the Purge movies, and we're trying to continue that here. So hopefully we put some ideas out there for people to discuss.
Although Pete Davidson did a fine job, The Home is a predictable and uninspired mess. There's really not too much here to enjoy as the film just falls flat. Again, The Home is streaming on Prime and gets a D. It's rated R. Streaming on Apple TV Plus is the third season of Shrinking.
Life is going to keep demonstrating what you need most.
We've got great friends. It sucks that we're such good people.
Right?
Got a job that we love. It's a good life.
I know you want more.
Okay, bye, Jimmy.
Dude, how did you not ask her out?
Liz, you know I hate being spied on.
Hey, she's right though, man. That was painful.
What the hell?
I told you she liked him. Hey, got it. I got it.
Everybody, get out of my yard.
In Season 3, family dynamics are changing, shaking up relationships and pushing characters into messy new chapters while exploring life, loss, and the mess of healing with humor and heart.
Why do you think people love Shrinking?
I think people love Shrinking because it's a hangout show of found family. Like, it's people, overstepping boundaries and apologizing, and people being silly and loving each other and showing up for each other or letting each other down. Like, it's a very sort of found family vibe, and I think people want to know these people, or they feel like they're hanging out with them.
I think that she has been on a forgiveness journey these 3 seasons. We see her try and forgive Jimmy in the first season and forgiving Lewis in the second season. Also seeing her make mistakes of her own and learning how to ask for forgiveness in season 2. And I think by season 3, she's kind of maybe throwing the need of forgiveness out the window a little bit. She's just like, we're going, we're in movement, I'm moving out. I gotta find my independence.
Shrinking is one of the best comedies to stream, and Season 3 offers some of the best moments on any streaming service. Again, you can catch up to Seasons 1 and 2 of Shrinking streaming on Apple TV Plus now, and Season 3 begins next week. It gets an A and is rated TVMA. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
All right, listen, it doesn't matter if you've owned an iPhone since 2007 like Jackson here, maybe you're brand new to the Apple devices. There are, of course, dozens of things you probably don't even know that your iPhone can actually do. So Wirecutter released a list of some of the most fascinating tricks. You can use it from using it as a white noise machine to removing background flaws in photos. Other great ideas, check it out. You can identify plants or even animals. What you do is take a photo and look for the eye at the bottom of your screen. You can also ask Siri to read things to you. You can open up Safari and ask Siri to read or say you want to listen to a page. It can do just that. You can also, this is one I use a lot, schedule a text to send. Real simple to do. Just you have it send later. You tap the plus sign on the left side of the message. You'll see where it says send later. You can create gestures that you could trigger with your own voice. And some other great things you can do is copy or translate text with your camera. Use those 3 lines in the square. They're called the hamburger, if you will. Some people call them that, in the bottom right corner. And when you go to like Japanese or Chinese restaurants, it's really fun to read the signs. And it's while you're waiting for the food. Here's something I didn't know. You can actually look up laundry care icons, take a photo of the tag, then hit the eye icon at the bottom of the screen. It'll tell you about that. You can keep people from snooping through your phone. Use guided access. It keeps your phone locked to just one app. Of course, screen time. If you're wanting to find out if you're spending too much time, you can do that on specific apps. And you can even share Wi-Fi passwords via QR code. Stand close to the other person, have them open up their Wi-Fi settings. Then on your device, you just hit share password. You can also go for your Wi-Fi. You can look on your iPhone to look for the network name and show the network QR code for them to scan. So all kinds of cool stuff you can do on there. Yeah. Transcribing stuff, memos. Here's something. You can actually record calls without downloading an app.
See, now how do you do this?
Okay, while you're on the call, you'll have options down there. One could be record the message. Now, it will say this is now being recorded. So you will know, because some states require that you have to know that. Basically, you tap on the More button on that phone app and then hit start recording. It'll let you know that you're doing that. Which is good. That way you know if you're on the other line, it's being recorded. But it's good for like maybe you're getting instructions from somebody. And you just, you don't want to have to repeat it.
It's interesting how technology is sort of really, it changes so quickly from year to year. Because I remember being in news, and you probably experienced the same thing. You want to record a phone call interview. Right. And it was such a hassle. Like you had to go through this elaborate setup to try and half the time it worked and half the time it didn't. Now you just hit record on your phone.
You hit a button, it'll say it's recorded, they know it's recording. I don't know how often it tells you that it's being recorded, but it does say it at the beginning. Yeah, now we have it. And everything we need is right there on our phone. Everything we need is you, and we love having you here on the show.
Yeah, stay with us. DailyFlashShow.com if you want more information on any of the stories we're covering here today, or if you want to get in touch. We're back right after this.
Life Love Shopping is a weekly 30-minute lifestyle show hosted by Andrea Jackson. It's focused on the latest trends for your health, home, and happiness. Life Love Shopping offers viewers ways to improve their life and style, wellness, and relationships. If you live it, love it, or buy it, Life Love Shopping will talk about it.
We start today's show with the happiest jobs in America. A recent study found physical therapists take the top spot when it comes to job satisfaction.
Life Love Shopping, your life and style guide from A to Z.
All right. Welcome back to the Daily Flash. I'm your social media guru, James Alexander, a.k.a. Sweet Baby James.
All right, Sweet.
Here's your question of the day. What is a decision you're really glad you made? All right, just send me the answers on all our socials at dailyflashshow.com.
All right, James, thanks so much. I'd have to be a dad, but I wouldn't say I made the decision. I guess because, we didn't plan. We didn't plan any of our kids. But I'm so glad that I have kids.
I will say there were a couple of relationships with guys that I'm glad didn't work out. Those were some good decisions I made.
One thing, Jackson, I know, is she broke up with a guy because he called him Snicky Snacks.
Yeah.
I remember that. And so I put that in my never call them
Snicky Snacks. Yeah. But so I'm it all worked out because of course now I'm with Alan, so it all,
a great guy he is. It's interesting. You think about that. Every decision you make will affect either good or bad or whatever. And guess what? It's a decision you made.
Yeah.
You stick with it, and if it was the wrong one, you'll know.
Well, the thing is about relationships too, it's like they're heartbreaking at the time, and you're like, how can I make this work? I really want to make this work. And then when you have some time for reflection and you look back and you're like, thank God that didn't work.
Aren't you? Yes. Yeah. 100%. And
Me being as immature, I think, as I am, I was just doing this yesterday, matter of fact, just thinking like of the stupid things I did and how I acted, and you're like, why did I do it? Anyway, so keep that in mind. We'd love to hear if you have any. James, of course, our social media host, is going to be monitoring all your calls. By the way, brand new thing on our website, you can leave us voice messages. You just hit the sound off button. You'll see it on to the side or up at the very top. Sound off.
If you've got a good breakup story.
That's what, oh my gosh, we love it.
Yeah.
We would love to hear it and share it here on the show. Let's jump into some trendy news stories around here. Looks like cruise passengers heading to Mexico may want to skip their e-cigarettes, or at least packing them up. The country now is enforcing a nationwide ban on vaping devices. New rules actually took effect last month. The new law authorized penalties for any activity involving e-cigarettes, vapes, or similar devices. Now, the crime is punishable up to 8 years in prison.
Oh my God.
Travelers who bring e-cigarettes into the country could be subject to enforcement when passing through customs. Now, Mexico has been tightening restrictions on smoking and vaping for several years. It's interesting to see Mexico actually doing that. There has to be something involved in that. Is the drug cartel missing out on the money? You have to think that, right?
It's okay to bring anything else into the country, but God forbid you vape.
Vape and
you're in prison.
Now 8 years in prison in a Mexican prison. What are you in for vaping? But there's got to be some kind of politics involved in that. It just seems like that is such a harsh thing for people to be put in jail for.
Yeah, I mean, I get trying to discourage people from doing it, but I think that might be taking it a step too far.
I think you're right. I honestly think they're losing money somewhere. There's more to that story. But keep that in mind. If you're going to Mexico, that could be a big, big deal.
Yeah, hard for them to justify throwing somebody in prison for 8 years for vaping, and yet other crimes seem to go. We'll get to that later. Yeah,
it's fine.
A Florida man was caught on video rescuing 2 toddlers who wandered into oncoming traffic. This story's crazy. John Brittingham was driving through Brevard County.
Look at this,
when
y'all.
he saw 2 toddlers wander right into a busy roadway. He scooped up the first toddler, who was right in the middle of the road. Then he waved at other drivers to slow down. As he grabbed the second one, he was able to get the girls back on the sidewalk within seconds of being hit by an oncoming car. However, parents nowhere in sight. John decided to go door to door in a desperate attempt to find their family. Eventually, the Good Samaritan knocked on an Airbnb rental with an elderly couple and a young girl. The family thanked John and apologized for losing sight of the 2 girls. He chose not to call the police because his focus was getting the toddlers back to their family.
All right, so we're all saying horrible parents here. Well, if that's the case, I'm a horrible parent because this exact same thing happened to me.
Did it really?
Yeah. Okay. So when I was in Alabama, we lived on kind of a semi-busy road, whatever, and it was like a fork, and our property was right there at the fork, right? And my second oldest was probably about this age, and it was Saturday morning, and I didn't hear him go outside. He opened up the door, walking out, and then I'm sitting there watching cartoons or whatever I'm watching on Saturday morning, literally in my underwear, and I get a knock on the door, and a lady holding Sawyer. I'm like, oh my gosh. And she goes, he was out in the middle of the road. And I go, oh my gosh. And it's that point forward, I'm always constantly looking. So you call me a bad parent, but it can happen.
It can happen.
It sounds like Airbnb situation, maybe that your mom might have slept in. Who knows? I don't know.
Kids are in a new locale, and kids are curious. They wander off. It just happens.
Good people like this gentleman who comes in and rescues. Love seeing that.
Yeah.
We have got more Flash coming up right around the corner. You are watching Daily Flash, or our website, dailyflashshow.com. It's waiting for you right now.
This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk.
It is Friday. We love having you along the big weekend here. I'm going camping with my kids. I'm flying out to Oklahoma.
Oh, really?
And this is the first year my daughter's coming with us. So my daughter and the boys were all going camping. Oh. So I'm really, really excited. Top of that, you ready to feel old?
Yes.
Ready to feel old? My oldest, and you remember him coming in at little 8, 9 years old. Remember when Carter turns 33 this
No.
And so I went and bought me some MREs, meals ready to eat, birthday cake MREs. He doesn't. So when we're camping, we're gonna have to
Funniest story about Carter, who I would like during the summer, I was like, because I used to go into work with my dad, like he would go around to all the Domino's pizzas and stuff, and I just thought it was fun to go to work with Dad, right? Anyway, so I would bring him in, and if you guys remember, one time I go, well, I'll just sit on the computer, and the set was kind of like, you would see us, but in the background you'd see people working.
Right.
And he was in the back. This might have been right before you had started. He was in the back, bored out of his mind, playing video games on every shot. It was just like this little tiny Carter. He wound up becoming my weather producer when I did the weather, and then after I left, he stayed on doing it. And now he wants absolutely nothing to do with TV because he's smart.
He's smart. He's a good man.
He's a good man. Another good man is James Alexander, and we have some good cities, don't we?
Yes. And in fact, let's get to the city.
Sure.
K-Leg TV. I wish we could have used that for the horses.
K-Leg
TV in Dallas, Texas.
There we go. There you go, Dallas. K-L-E-G.
Yes. When you want to find us, you can go to dailyflashshow.com and click on Where to Watch. So our local friend today comes from Dallas, Texas, K-Leg TV. And Dallas has a lot of history. Most famously, president assassinations, right?
JFK, right?
We know about that, right? We learned
right?
that in history.
Yeah.
But it's also the home of Dr. Pepper.
And you know I love my Dr. Pepper.
Love Dr. Pepper. I'm sorry you didn't say that immediately.
Waco is actually where it's at, and at that one time that was the last cannery that they would use natural sugar in, and I think eventually they had to sell out because they had the hardest time of like promoting that this is different than the other kind of, my understanding. So.
Yep, and it has the biggest urban forest.
Urban forest? What's an urban forest?
A lot of trees.
I guess like inside the city.
The biggest urban forest.
When you guys go to, you probably fly into Dallas, but if you ever go to the Dallas airport, you got to like go through the parking. I like how it's set up, the Dallas airport. When you get out, your luggage is right there. You don't have to worry for it. So that's my Dallas Fort Worth at least. So
okay.
All right, now let's jump into some trending news stories, things that are happening. Can you imagine this? There was a episode of Seinfeld where where they had a wheelchair that went haywire, right? I know we're not making fun of this, but check this out. A woman's home security camera was recording when an electric wheelchair that she had bought, just like off Seinfeld, she bought from a thrift store, exploded in her driveway. We'll show it to you again here. This is what the end result is. She bought the Zinger Power wheelchair from a thrift store for a family member who had been charging its lithium battery when she heard it actually start to click. Well, the hot temperature battery raised her as a concern, so she did a quick Google search and advised her, move off the chair, move the chair, get it out of the way. The video shows her placing the chair in her driveway, rushed away just before it exploded. She said the pieces of the chair hit her in the back as she ran away, so it's kind of scary. These lithium batteries, you can see why you wouldn't want these. Speaking of airports and airplanes, they do these sort of things. Vapes used to do this all the time.
Yes.
Do you remember hearing about that? And my second oldest brought home a vape one time, and we were and we saw it happen, literally. No. And I picked it up and threw it outside. So.
Well, haven't airlines decided they don't want you bringing those charging banks for your phones on anymore because of that particular reason? Yeah.
So dangerous stuff there for sure.
Somebody's finding themselves in a hot seat.
Yeah. Ooh, boy, more ways than one.
Hot seat, James. What's wrong
with us? We're back right after this. This is Daily Flash.
You're in the hot seat now.
You miss a lot. Ooh, I'm fire.
It's not news. It's not nonsense. It's that weird place in between. Opinion-ish.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. You know, in today's vital realty market, there's really an opportunity to take rundown homes and turn them into really luxury properties. It can happen. Telling us how to do it is Gina Lawrence. She's a broker for Premier Realty Homes in Florida, which is a big market to do this. Gina, before we kind of get going, what kind of drew you to these distressed properties?
I would say the opportunity in Florida or just in general, real estate, you can get so much more on value when you buy distressed properties. You fix them up and you get to sell them at a higher rate. So you buy low and sell high. So I would say opportunity is what drew me to the distressed properties.
I could totally see that. You know, everything we hear about real estate is location, location, location. So you have this great location, you see these older homes. Right there's a good one. Is that how you spot a good investment?
Yes, you look at what's distressed, what needs rehab, and then you go in, you try to figure out what it's going to cost to do this. but you have to realize that you want a return on your investment. So you have to look at those properties in areas where you can buy it low, but go back and sell it at a higher price
Yes.
because it's maybe an up and coming area.
Okay.
Maybe it's just an area that the property is distressed, but once you sell it, you can get back so much more.
I imagine market research would also help, like maybe what industries might be coming around to that. So I'm sure there's a little bit of homework you should put in front of that. But let's get inside of the homes. You always hear the terms like, oh, this house has got good bones. What does that mean, it's got good bones?
The structure of it, the house may need a lot of work on the inside, but sometimes the structure of that property, you realize that the foundation is good. You just have to go in and make some upgrades. Maybe the kitchen needs to be redone. That's a good return on your investment. Kitchen, bathrooms. So when you hear the good bones, it just means the structure.
All right.
The structure is fine. You just have to go in and revamp it.
And you mentioned just the kitchen, the bathroom. Are those upgrades, are they the ones that really add the most value outside of, just making the house look nice?
Yes, the kitchen, the bathrooms, curb appeal. Curb appeal is a big one in our market right now. People pass by, they want to be drawn to the property before going inside. So curb appeal is another one that will get you back good return on your investment.
And are we talking, when we say curb appeal, are we talking about landscaping in the front? Maybe there might be, it might just need a nice lawn mowing sort of thing, or maybe a tree trimmed and that sort of thing. Okay, I can understand that.
Yes.
It's exciting because we watch the TV shows and we see them take this house and they turn it all around and they do it in one episode. I'm sure it takes a lot longer for that, but it might also be a little intimidating to first-time buyers. Are you seeing that first-time buyers are really kind of entering this space?
Yes, they are. First-time buyers actually are coming in and entering the space. Some people are actually buying an investment property or a distressed property as their first home because they can buy it low, fix it up, and their mortgage is a little bit cheaper. So they do. They come in with the 203K loans. Some of them even do hard money lending to be able to purchase this property and revamp it. So yes, we do see first-time home buyers coming into the distressed property market a lot.
I can see that, how beneficial that, because you can kind of like, oh, I'd love to have a kitchen this way, but maybe not my dream kitchen. I'm going to test it out in this house, see what it looks like. Okay, we talked about Florida, but are there other areas in the country that you're seeing this really rising?
Yes, in Georgia. I actually was in Georgia yesterday. This is rising in Georgia. A lot of distressed properties. I get a lot of calls from people who want to buy distressed properties in Georgia and also do the same thing. Some of them are fixing and flipping them. Some of them are holding them. Some of them are refinancing them once they fix it up. But yes, I do see it's spreading out. Now it's past Florida at this point. Yes.
And maybe you can kind of answer this more like a yes or no, but like, if let's say, do you go to a realtor and say, hey, look, find me some rundown places? Or is it just maybe a nice drive around the neighborhood and then call the realtor?
We do call it drive for dollars. So people do go around themselves at first and try to look into what they can do. But it's a lot more than just looking at a property and seeing it distressed.
Right.
You have to know so much more. So the real estate, why we are valuable is because we go do the research for you. So you can drive for dollars and try to figure it out. But some homeowners, some people actually still, believe it or not, live in their distressed properties until they can sell them. So we actually do the legwork to make sure that it's a good deal.
That makes like a lot of sense. Thank you so much, Gina. If you want to learn more about luxury opportunities, you can head to premierrealtyhomesfl.com. Of course, we'll have a link on our website as well. You can go there anytime you like at dailyflashshow.com/FMI. More Flash coming up right around the corner. Remember, buy low, sell high, just like this show. We love it.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time. And if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Welcome back. Spring has arrived. And you know what? It's actually the perfect time to hit that reset button. From revitalizing your home to upgrading your daily tech, Mario Armstrong, our buddy, is joining us with his top must-haves for the new season. Hey there, Mario.
Thanks so much for having me. And as always, you're right. I'm working with a few awesome brands that are my must-haves to lean into the new season with some cool upgrades.
Okay, bud. What's that one essential home reset that we should all be doing right now?
This is an important one. So one essential home reset for spring is cleaning, maintaining, testing, and possibly replacing your smoke and carbon monoxide alarms. Look, these alarms, they're like mini computers. They have sensors in them, and those sensors can be impacted by dust. It can lead to wear or worse, false alarms. So I love Kidde's 10-year battery-powered smoke and combo alarms, which offer the latest sensing technology. It's going to help you stay better protected longer. And I know spring cleaning is often about aesthetics, but it's also the perfect time to make your home safer.
And what's your top pick for a more, say, efficient home office?
Okay, my top pick for an efficient home, especially a home office, is a great printer that works when I need it to. This is the Epson EcoTank ET3950. It's great for busy families and creatives, and I hate it, and I know you do too, when you run out of ink because it always happens when you need it the most. This printer is cartridge-free with high-capacity ink tanks and with up to 3 years of ink included in the box. So you're saving money and avoiding those last-minute store runs. It also prints fast. It's double-sided, features a 250-sheet tray and a color display so everything runs smooth.
Hey, tell us how we can get our home that modern, effortless upgrade this spring.
This is going to blow you away because it blew me away. If you really want to make an upgrade difference, go with the GE Smart Shades. They will replace your old manual blinds with a sleek, cordless, motorized system that's whisper quiet, easy to install. You can choose blackout fabrics for privacy or light filtering options, and you can control them with the included remote or using your voice with Alexa or Google. I love that. The GE Smart Shades are a simple way to boost comfort, save energy, and it's definitely going to give your space a modern look.
And where can folks go if they want more info?
Just head to our website. We got everything there at inthenews.tv.
Home and auto insurance costs continue to rise, but what can we do about it? Here's what you need to know.
Americans are paying more for home and auto insurance, and many are asking what can actually help bring those costs down. Industry leaders point to inflation, natural disasters, rebuilding costs, and lawsuit abuses pushing rates higher. American Property Casualty Insurance Association President and CEO David Sampson says fighting lawsuit abuse is crucial for price stability.
Lowering insurance costs over time means reducing the drivers behind them. That includes preventing losses before they happen and addressing excessive legal costs that add pressure to the system. When claims and legal expenses come down, prices become more stable.
APCIA Senior Vice President for Policy and Research Robert Gordon adds some states are seeing results from reforms.
We're seeing improved competition and signs of rate stabilization in states taking steps to reduce legal system abuse and strengthen market conditions. Addressing risk and legal cost is key to keeping coverage available and affordable.
Learn more at apci.org/insurance.
It is National Nutrition Month, and lifestyle editor Joanne Butler joins us with the scoop on ways to help us stick to a healthier lifestyle. So, Joanne, what do you have for us today?
Well, 57% of sparkling water drinkers reach for it in the morning. 35% are looking for something without sugar or sweeteners. This is my go-to. It's Waterloo Sparkling Water. They're custom crafted, naturally flavored, no sugar, sweeteners, or calories at all. Just super bright and full of flavor, and they have a ton of them, including 3 new ones that are perfect for just a refreshing start to the day. There's Banana Berry Bliss that tastes like creamy ripe banana with sweet berry notes and a hint of orange for tartness. I love the melon medley too. It just blends notes of sweet watermelon and cantaloupe and honeydew. And they brought back last summer's fan favorite, lemon Italian ice. So now you can get it all year round. This one's sweet and lemony with sour notes. One sip and you literally feel like you're on the beach. I love these. They're amazing straight from the can or for making mocktails. These are really just a win-win, better for you option. You can check them out at drinkwaterloo.com and at your favorite grocery stores. I've also really been trying to level up on my protein goals. One of my favorite ways to do this is with Premier Protein. Now, these are really high protein shakes that give you the fuel you need to go get them every single day, whether it's a hard workout or just a regular busy day of life. Each one packs 30 grams of protein, 160 calories, and no added sugar. And there are more than 12 flavors, so something for everyone. I love the vanilla, the caramel, the cafe latte, so delicious, and they're just really smooth and creamy. So it makes it easy to stick to your goals, which is super key. And you can find Premier Protein at Amazon and Walmart and other retailers nationwide. They're also really doing something cool this month. They believe that healthier communities start with the people who serve them, and they have a Shakes for Shifts initiative that fuels those on the front lines, and they're honoring nurses who help keep communities healthy and thriving by challenging them to focus on realistic habits and help them refuel and recharge throughout their busy days. Basically a free wellness program for nurses. So check that out at healthynursehealthynation.org.
Hey, Wellness Pet Company, they're known for its science-backed premium pet food. It helps pets live their most healthiest lives. And joining me right now with some new, exciting products is Kelly Dedring, host of Kelly's Pet Picks on Paul's PR TV. And you got Junie here as well.
Junie's our little spokes dog.
I love it. Tell us about these great things that are going to make Junie and all the other pets that take it feel better.
Premium health foods for pets. So these are brand new wellness protein bowls by Wellness Pet Company. You know you love a protein bowl. It's healthy, high protein, all those grains, the vegetables. Now we have it for dogs. So this is perfect for that discerning pet parent that loves to feed fresh but doesn't like the stench, right? That kind of odor of the wet pet food. And also, it doesn't need to be refrigerated. It's resealable, it's shelf stable, and it's a protein bowl. It launches at PetSmart in April. Yes.
And these milk bars, to me, they look delicious for humans, but they're made for Junie and
They're
friends.
made for Junie. This is by Wellness Pet Company. Old Mother Hubbard is celebrating 100 years of baking premium pet treats. They've partnered with New York City's iconic bakery, Milk Bar, and they've made this pet treat. So it's perfect for birthdays because everybody's doing dog birthdays now, right? That is a thing. So get it for your pet's birthday or just to celebrate your pets in everyday life. Old Mother Hubbard.
All right, where folks want to get more information, where can they go, Kelly?
Yes, wellnesspetfood.com.
All right, can I say
bye, Junie?
Bye, Junie.
I think we both want to steal Junie.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Let's find out what you need to binge watch this weekend. We got streaming for the weekend. Jackson, what do you got?
Oh, I'm hooked on a new show called The Beauty on FX starring Ashton Kutcher.
Every night I pray for your death.
Can we play some yacht rock?
I got the beauty shot!
Is this real life? One simple injection to become a beauty.
Are there side effects?
You know, even though it's all about the surface and beauty, there are so many layers to this show that's fascinating with regard to our current culture and social media and how we look. And Ashton Kutcher plays a great villain in this show.
Is this a mini or a limited series?
Limited
okay,
series,
so check that out. All right,
Mhm.
this sounds fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I could see with the aspects of what goes on with the social media, how everybody can be included in
And the Demi Moore movie, I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but it's similar to that in its grotesqueness and its horror. So it's sort of a drama horror thriller.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
They used to be together. They used to be
Oh,
a couple.
that's right.
Maybe they shared notes.
Maybe.
Who knows? All right. If you thought the first season was intense, season 2 of The Pit turns up the pressure and does not let off.
Ooh,
Smart,
boy.
dark, and absolutely worth your binge. It's streaming now on HBO Max. The Pit.
This is severe sepsis, I know, but at 7 a.m. it was a simple cellulitis. What else can I do? I think you've done enough.
If you think he missed something, tell him.
Will you get the cuffs up? Orange jumpsuit, he's cut for a reason.
Well, I'm not overreacting. My body's overreacting. Please don't fire me.
This is Dr. Michael Rabinovich. If you fire her, she will sue you, and I will testify
I
on her behalf.
absolutely love season 2 of The Pit. It goes deeper into the power struggles, the secrets, even the moral gray areas that made season 1 really addictive. Stakes a little bit higher. It's darker. It looks like Dr. Rabovovich is basically, he's still ready to go on his sabbatical.
That's the Noah Wiley character?
Noah Wiley character, and he's a motorcyclist. He refused to wear a helmet, which is, he says he relates that to Willy Wonka, where he wanted him to have a lot of surprises. Interesting.
Okay.
That does it for our show. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Yes, for more information on any of today's stories, be sure to visit dailyflashshow.com. We will see you right back here, same time, same place.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Be good.
Have a good weekend.